we're not doing okay. Nobody's doing okay in this economy. This is what we're so upset about. And then you add in authoritarianism and fascism on top of that. Like, what kind of country are we leaving for our kids where we teach them it's okay that they go to school and then their friends are missing the next day because they were rounded up by ICE? This is not an okay world. This is what I don't want to leave my kids. This is what I want to protect them from. This is one of the reasons why we're moving to Europe. I'm tired of it. I haven't even touched on healthcare. That's a whole other story that we've spent over $10,000 a year on for the last 4 years. Childcare, $24,000 a year. Just so that I can go to work and not spend time with my kids. It's fucking insane. How does anybody live in this world? Like, how does anybody make that $250,000 every single year to just like be okay? I don't know anyone else except for like doctors who are doing fine. What are we going towards? What is the end goal here? Like, is anybody else as upset as I am seeing everything that's going on? I mean, I'm just ranting this morning. Sometimes I'm just getting in my thoughts and my feels, and I can't believe that this is the reality.
Let me tell you something powerful. For a very long time in US, in America, white folks believed that suffering was a black person problem. They believed poverty, hunger, high rents, and job insecurity were burdens meant for black people, not for them. And they walked around thinking their whiteness was an insurance policy against pain. But right now, DJT tariffs have kicked open their door, and they have sat at their table, eaten their bread for the first time. They are realizing what black people have been screaming for centuries is at their doorstep. The system doesn't love you anymore. Black people say those words. The system doesn't love you. It only loves money and power. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Because when I go back to the history for generations back then, white Americans looked at black people, looked at black Americans and said, if you are struggling, it's because you are lazy. Okay? If you are poor, it's because you don't work hard enough. If you are homeless, it's because you made bad choices. Okay? And that was their narrative. Their narrative. They never stopped to think maybe the system was designed to keep black people locked down. Okay? Because they weren't feeling the same pressure. They thought they were safe. They thought struggle was a black thing. They never believed it would one day become a white thing too. But history has a way of flipping the script. History has a way of flipping the script. And right now, black people or black Americans or white Americans, to be precise, white Americans right now, Latino Americans right now, Asian Americans right now, they're feeling what black people have been saying for long. They're feeling the same weight. And it's not a tough thing to black people because they know how to endure this. They already know how to go through this. They know how to counterattack what is happening. And that's why you don't see a lot of black people crying. The videos we're coming across, most of them is for white people. Let's watch these clips and then we come back with more commentary.
Is anyone else fed up with the price of groceries? Spent $210 at Walmart. It didn't even get its meat or anything yet. And that was over my budget and I had to use my credit card. But now I don't have money for gas. My car's on empty. Does anyone else just want to give up on life?
It can't be just me who thinks they need to go get a second, third, or fourth job to just be able to afford groceries. I have to buy groceries every 2 weeks. No matter how much I try to cut back, it's still $500-$600, and I'm drowning. It is so stressful. My kids have to eat. My bills have to be paid. Man, I just wish something would give.
A lot of people are staying single, men especially, because they don't want to be a burden financially. Because life right now is so stinking expensive. Like the cost of living, whether you're renting an apartment or paying a mortgage, it outweighs monthly with all your bills added up. Electric, water, your phone bill, absolutely everything you can think of, your car payment. It all adds up, and nobody wants to be a financial burden. If you have credit card payments, if you have college payments, they don't want to bring that baggage to their partner, so they'd rather struggle alone, which is so sad, but that's the truth. You could work. I just watched a video of a guy talking about how he makes $70,000 a year, and it's still financially hard. which 70 grand is a lot of money in this day and age still. I mean, 70 grand where I'm from, that's a lot of money. Imagine being a school teacher. It's unrealistic. Or having children. That guy was single. Have children in this day and age. It's hard out here. That's why everyone is single. That's why I'm single too. I'm not looking. Nobody's looking.
Just thinking this morning about our country and late stage capitalism and cost of living and how much money everyone has to make to even afford to have a family these days. And it's what, like $250,000 minimum? Yeah, John and I have 2 kids and we don't make close to that. Not even close. Try like at least $100,000 less than that. So we're barely making it, and we have 2 good high-paying jobs as an electrical engineer and a nurse. Now, everyone always says, like, they make so much money, you guys should be doing so much better. They don't make that much money, okay? And the fact that the wages haven't gone up with inflation means we've been getting pay cuts basically the last 4 years. So we're not doing okay. Nobody's doing okay in this economy. This is what we're so upset about. And then you add in authoritarianism and fascism on top of that. Like, what kind of country are we leaving for our kids where we teach them it's okay that they go to school and then their friends are missing the next day because they were rounded up by ICE? This is not an okay world. This is what I don't want to leave my kids. This is what I want to protect them from. This is one of the reasons why we're moving to Europe. I'm tired of it. I haven't even touched on healthcare. That's a whole other story that we spent over $10,000 a year on for the last 4 years. Childcare, $24,000 a year. Just so that I can go to work and not spend time with my kids. It's fucking insane. How does anybody live in this world? Like, how does anybody make that $250,000 every single year to just, like, be okay? I don't know anyone else except for like doctors who are doing fine. What are we going towards? What is the end goal here? Like, is anybody else as upset as I am seeing everything that's going on? I mean, I'm just ranting this morning. Sometimes I'm just getting in my thoughts and my feels, and I can't believe that this is the reality that we're living in right now.
My work just hired a new employee, and he is 26. Actually, he'll be 26 in October. He has a master's degree. He worked 2 internships prior to this job, and he just took this job for $17 an hour. The job does require a bachelor's degree, and even that I think is crazy that they're expecting someone that most likely has student loans to accept a job for $17 an hour. And I asked him, why is he taking this position? And he said because he has been applying for 6 months, can't even get any interviews, and it's a way for him to start. He said he thought that with the internships that he did that he would for sure land a job, but he did not. Is it just me, or is it actually crazy that people are going to school for 6 and 7 years to earn these degrees? And it's not like he has some BS degree. He has like a good degree, and they're starting out making $17 an hour. Like that, I mean, $17 an hour is what fast food employees are working. Nothing against fast food workers, because I mean, that's where everyone starts out, but to think that these companies are getting away with paying people $17 an hour.
Okay, I just got done with Walmart. If you saw my video just a little bit ago about how much I spent for just 29 items, I had to use my credit card because I couldn't afford it. I'm a single mom. Come on, people. Trump, everybody, lower the grocery bills. We gotta eat. We gotta feed our kids. Come on, really take this seriously. Trump, the administration, anybody listening, please lower the grocery bills. We can hardly afford this stuff anymore. Thank you and bye. This is my rant for the day of Saturday.
5 days since I have been able to eat anything. Why, may you ask? Why haven't you eaten 5 days, Courtney? Well, because Donald Trump decided to change the rules when you collect welfare benefits, food stamps, cash assistance, Section 8, disability, whatever it is. So I have been cut off. I have never worked a day in my life. I have 6 kids, 6 mouths to feed, 4 baby daddies. Okay, I don't receive child support. I don't have any income. I've never had a job. I'm not ever going to have a job. I don't want a job. The whole point of having the kids was to get government benefits. I have been collecting almost $10,000 a month in government benefits for 13 years. And now they just strip it from me. They take it from me. How the hell am I supposed to feed my kids? How? How am I supposed to pay rent? This is bullshit. Not only that, I have over 335,000 followers, and not one person has offered to help me. What's the point of having all these followers if they don't care, right? It is your responsibility as a taxpayer to support me and my kids. So, support me.
So Americans don't want to live in America anymore. Let's talk about it. I think it's a very normal feeling right now that people don't want to live here. I mean, the idea of the American dream is just gone, and everyone in my comment section says the American dream now is to leave America, and that seems to be a resounding sentiment all throughout the internet right now. People want to go. People want to go somewhere else. This doesn't feel like it's it for us. This doesn't feel like it's good for us, and by us, I mean anybody. If you're not in the top 10, the top 5% of this country feels like it's not a place where you can make it, because for the most part, it isn't a place that you can make it. The working poor and the working class are struggling just to stay off the streets, and there's no respite to come. There's no support from the government. There's no support from our neighbors because we don't know them. Our families are broken, so we have no one to fall back to. It just feels hopeless for a lot of people. So of course, there's a natural feeling that I want to go find my peace, my happy life, wherever I can. And it doesn't feel like we can have that in America for a lot of us. And that's why you're seeing people all over TikTok, all over YouTube say that they're leaving the country. They want to leave the country and just go. You know, they don't care what the destination is, they just want to go. I think that this is actually something that really hits to the core of our American past, to actually, go forth and find your place in the world. And I don't begrudge anybody, nor should you, who is pursuing that kind of peace in their life.
Welcome back. Now, let's go to reality check. Black people have lived under economic terror for centuries, okay? From slavery to Jim Crow to redlining to job discrimination. We have to know this. During slavery, black people build wealth, but this wealth, they build for white people. Okay, white people are the one who are enjoying the wealth that was built with black people. That is reality. Even there's a video DJ T said, black people build this nation and we acknowledge your work that you have done through sweat and blood. He knows exactly that black people are the source behind the wealth of America. Okay, Jim Crow law. During Jim Crow, black people were locked out of opportunities. On redlining, they kept black people from owning a house, right down to job description. So, black Americans learned how to survive on scraps. They learned how to stretch a dollar until it screamed. They learned how to cook a full meal out of almost nothing. Okay, so while black people are doing this, white folks were somewhere just looking at the fences and judging. They were looking at black people with judgment without knowing exactly that there's a day will come that the coin will flip. Because coin has two sides, head and tail. If you throw up, it will come to tail. The next day, it will come to head. So it was their head time when black people was in tail time. And they said that, they told black people that's your life. They say they are lazy. They say that what's happening to you, that's your suffering. But right now, the same suffering is knocking on their own doors. You need to know what to do with the moment where you are still on the head. When you are still holding the head, you have to know what to do with it. I usually say this as an example. When two teams are playing, and then the referee will throw that coin up. It comes down and yours is head, yours is tail. So the one who starts to kick the first ball, they can have a goal with that one touch. So you are the one to know what to do with your first touch of that ball. And that's what white people didn't do. They sat down, they laughed. And right now, the suffering is for everyone. I've not said that black people ain't suffering. No. It's just black people knows how to endure this. They know how to protect themselves from what is happening right now, And I've talked about the Trump tariff. Now, tariffs are nothing but hidden taxes. So when Trump slapped tariffs on imports from China and other countries, who do you think paid for it? They are not the billionaires, because he already scrapped billionaires from taxes. Okay? And not the corporation. It is everyday person. How? Prices goes up on groceries, on cars, on electronics, on fuel. And guess what? The everyday white family who thought struggle was only for the black neighborhood now has to decide between paying the light bill or buying groceries. And this is no longer a story about us versus them. No. This is about everyone who doesn't sit at the top 1%. Okay? And that brings me to the shock of white America realizing it's their turn. Because they are panicking. Yes, they are panicking because let me tell you one thing. If you are a son of a billionaire or a son of a millionaire, and then one day you wake up, maybe your father is no more, the one who was providing is no more, it is tough. Living with the uncles and everything, it is tough to endure that. If you had not planned your life, it is tough. And that's why there is a shock on white folks. White America is in shock right now for the first time in their lives. Many are standing in grocery stores doing the same math our black mothers have been doing for decades. Putting back the milk because the bread is, putting back the eggs because this one is too much. They are going at the gas station and realizing that they can't fill their tanks without dipping into rent money. Okay? They are cutting coupons like it is a survival game. As you know what? They are angry. They are panicking because they never thought that this was the reality. They never thought that it was ours only. They thought it was ours only. It was for black people only. But right now the mirror is showing them something they can't deny. Struggle has no skin color. Whether you are white, whether you are brown, whether you are black, whether you are from Asia, whether you are from Africa, struggle has no skin color. It's only two things. Either you are rich or you are poor. Now, the system always find a way to protect the rich, not the poor. Okay? I'm not talking about black or white, the rich or the poor. That is the truth. The system never cared about poor people. Okay? Not poor black people, not poor white people, not poor immigrants. The system was built to serve the wealthy, to protect corporations, to make sure that the rich stay rich while everybody else fights over crumbs. And that's the balance of the world. If there is no poor people, it is not sweet. That's why there is poor people in a family. You find there's a rich man and poor. And you ask yourself, why is my father poor? And why is his father rich? It's just a balance of nature, So when tariffs goes up, the rich don't suffer. They pass the cost down the line. The billionaire CEO is not losing sleep. He's not at Walmart calculating which items he can afford. He just raises prices, cuts jobs, or moves factories. And the pain lands on you, the middle class. The pain lands on the worker, the consumer, the family struggling to survive. And this is what black America have been saying for generations. The system isn't broken. It was built this way. It was built to keep the poor in chains while convincing the middle class that they are safe. White folk thought that they had protection, but DJT tariffs ripped that lie wide open. And the truth is out. Nobody is safe anymore under this system, but the powerful are going on. There's this proverb, I think it's a Bible, something saying, the richer will continue getting richer, the poor will continue getting poorer. This is what they meant. If I'm being real here, black America has been warning for decades that this house called America was burning. They said the system is corrupt. Economy doesn't work for regular people. They said job will disappear, wealth concentrate, and one day the suffering will spread beyond black communities. They didn't listen, but what is happening right now? It's a prophecy. The fire has reached in their living room. And this is where it gets deep. Whiteness in America came with a false promise. I always tell my middle class white people, we are all in this mess. Because this thing came with false promise that you'll always be safe, that your suffering will never match the suffering of the black people. That illusion was powerful. So it gave poor white families the belief that even if they had little, they were still above black families, and they relaxed. But Trump tariffs and the economic reality of 2025 have shattered that illusion. White families right now are learning that color doesn't save you from the rising rent. Color doesn't save you from grocery bills. Okay? Color does not save you from jobs moving overseas, from healthcare bankrupting your household. So the very thing they thought protected them has no value in the face of the corporate greed and government corruptions. So whiteness doesn't fill the fridge. Whiteness does not stop eviction notice. Whiteness doesn't lower gas prices. And now they are experiencing a truth that black people have always known. When the system comes to collect, it doesn't ask what color are you. That is the reality. It only asks, do you have money? If the answer is no, you suffer. Period. You get me? Now, let me ask this critical question. What happens when white America finally treats, or what happens when white America finally tests the suffering they thought belonged to only black people? Okay? What happens? Now, let me tell you. What is happening is that now I see videos of our white brothers and sisters responding with humility. They are realizing maybe they were wrong. Maybe black America had the answers of all this. Okay? They are starting to see black people not as victims but as saviors. Okay? People who have been training in the art of endurance for centuries. But other white folks too are angry. They are bitter. They are looking for someone to blame. Some are even blaming black people. Okay? Instead of holding the system accountable, some are pointing fingers at immigrants, are pointing fingers at black folks, at anyone but the corporation and politicians that created this mess. This is the divide we are seeing today. Will America finally unite under shared struggle and demand change? Or will white America clinch to denial, refusing to admit that they now are waking up in the reality, walking in the shoes of the black people, the shoes that black people have been wearing for more than 400 years? And this is prophetic. It has prophetic meaning for the future. What we are seeing right now is not just about tariffs. It's about the collapse of illusion, okay? The illusion of safety, the illusion of superiority, the illusion of a system that will always protect white folks while exploiting black people. This illusion that is gone, okay? What is left is that the truth. The truth is only thing that it is right now, raw, undeniable truth. The suffering they laughed at, dismissed, and ignored is now knocking on their doors. And here is the deeper meaning. If America doesn't wake up, if America doesn't learn from black resilience, if America doesn't build a fair system that works for all, then this suffering will only deepen, spreading like wildfire until the whole house is burned. Rich white people are packing their bags and going out of America. Have you seen those videos? Why are they going? Because the house is burning. They don't want to be there. You see, we black people have always been in the prophetic voices. We told them, we warned them, and now the prophecy is unfolding for their own eyes. And the question is, will they finally listen, or will they keep pretending until the pain becomes unbearable? Black families have had to choose back then for a number of years, have had to choose to pay rent or keep the lights on, buy grocery or cover medical bills, save the future or survive the moment. Okay? Now, white families are facing the exact same choices right now. Yeah. Right now, they are facing the same choices. I see videos online here. You see when white folks are through in the grocery store, they're like, okay, what should I pay? And this is the new America. This is the new America where economic struggle doesn't discriminate. But the shock is heavier for those who thought that they were immune. You cannot be immune to economic crisis. You cannot be immune to, if the job you are doing is still paying you the same amount of money when the economy was good, then maybe you are being paid $10,000 and you are doing your budget and remaining with $1,000. But right now you are being paid the same amount. But when you do your budget, the same budget you are doing 10 years ago, the budget comes to $15,000. So you need to go into debt. What happens when you go into debt? You will live all your life trying to pay the debt. And let's not forget this. Tariffs aren't just about economics. They are about politics. Leaders use them as weapons to stir up nationalism, to make people believe that they are punishing foreign countries when in reality they are punishing their own people. I don't know why my white brothers and sisters are not seeing this. What makes you believe that you are better? What makes you believe that this economic crisis is punishing other people while you are in the midst of that punishment? Because you cannot come here and beat all of us and telling me I am punishing that daughter of our neighbor and you are beating me too. No, DJT tariffs was sold as a way to protect American jobs. But let me tell you, what job is protected when companies are closing down? What job is safe when goods cost double and consumers stop buying? The truth is, tariffs deepen division. They make the poor poorer while giving the rich new excuses to cut costs and move profits offshore. It's a scam. It's a scam. And both black and white working class families are paying the price. This is not the matter of black people only. No. It's not the matter of immigrants. I see white families, white working class families, even them. The videos I've played to you is for white working class families. They are crying. And I want my white brothers and sisters to watch this. Watch this and learn something from this. The system has always been against you too. The system has always been against poor white people. Whiteness was not there back then. But what they did, the rich people created whiteness and made them like soldiers or watchmen to black people. Because when black people were working on the plantations, they needed someone to look over them. And who? White people, poor white people. And they told them that if you do that, if you look over them, then you'll have the immune. But right now, the prophecy is here and things are turning around. Okay? Poor white America right now, I've seen they are waking up. They are realizing they have more in common with the poor black families. They are realizing that when the fridge is empty, when the gas tank is on E, when the rent notice, when you have the eviction notice on the door, color doesn't stop you from that suffering. It doesn't. And some of them are starting to ask real questions. And that's what we want. Ask real questions. Now, I'll say this. Black resilience is always the blueprint. Okay? Because black people have survived slavery, Jim Crow, lynching, redlining, mass incarceration, name all this. Poverty traps, but they still rise. Black people have built culture out of struggle, wealth out of scraps, and communities out of resistance. The very skills that kept us alive, the very skills that kept black Americans alive, the very skills that kept Caribbeans alive are now the exact skills white Americans need to survive under these tariffs. Cooking cheap but healthy meals. Sharing resources in the community, turning pain into an art and resistance. Okay? Black Americans have been in this training for centuries. It's like telling a soldier who has been in a fight in Pakistan or somewhere there in Afghanistan that to deal with the goat thieves around the village, it's an easy peasy. You hear me? Now, this is what is happening in the white America right now. We are the same. Economic crisis, health crisis. This is what's going on. Does not know what color you are. It's just like diseases. Diseases does not know what color you are. If you are rich, you can at least manage. If you are poor, even malaria can kill you. Cough can kill you. Tell me what you think on the comment section about this video. Until next episode, peace out.